Imagine working with somebody who is constantly irritated, swinging from feeling constipated to diarrhea, brain fog, fatigue, all the things, and feeling like they are uncomfortable eating anything ever because their IBS flares up. Today, I want to talk about irritable bowel syndrome because I have helped so many people who have IBS. And it's a really frustrating syndrome to have to overcome and to live with. Today, I want to talk to you guys about irritable bowel syndrome because oftentimes we don't even realize we have it. We know that there's some digestive issues or distress, but we don't know why or how to overcome it and fix it. And I'm here to tell you there is hope, and with some simple changes, you can get some reprieve. Hi, my name is Carly Schroeder. I'm a functional nutrition coach, personal trainer, your fertility coach, and mom of 3 young boys. I'm here to talk truth, shine a light on the subject about irritable bowel syndrome. So, irritable bowel syndrome is something that a lot of people actually experience, and it has a range of different feelings that you can experience. And so, I want to kind of cover that first, the range of symptoms and discomfort. So my client was experiencing that array of bloated, diarrhea, constipation, gas, and then it led her to not want to eat. It's like, I don't want to eat anything. I don't want to upset the system. And also, she recognized that she was pretty much always on edge or irritable. In Chinese medicine, IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, we think of the sphere of our energy. And somebody with IBS would take on the agitated energy because of the dysfunction that's happening within the body. IBS is a complex condition with many potential triggers. So, through detailed testing and taking the time to look inside, we had identified several contributing factors to the state of dis-ease. So, we found through a combination of testing and taking the time to trial and error that it came down to a combination of stress, different food groups, and hormonal imbalances. So, I want to go through some of the common concerns that you might want to consider in trying to look at an underlying cause of your IBS, or maybe for somebody that you know. So, it could be due to a caffeine sensitivity. So, I always like to take out coffee and teas and chocolate. It could be from high levels of stress or chronic stress. It also could be from food sensitivities such as dairy or gluten, and it also could actually be from a lack of fiber in the diet. Some other less common causes is from malabsorption, hormonal imbalances, endometriosis, and even environmental sensitivities. And the symptoms for every person can be different. So, some of the symptoms that my client had experienced included having abdominal pain, spasms, alternating between diarrhea and constipation, having thin stools and having mucus in the stool, and also having fat in the stool. And that would come up in the toilet looking like floating stools. They also struggled with having gas and bloating, and also nausea, brain fog, and fatigue. The other part was the emotional part. They struggled with feeling um, times of anxiety and depression. So, based on the symptoms, based on the individual, you can see how this is really a multi-phased approach and able to heal the body from irritable bowel syndrome. We need to address both dietary concerns, lifestyle factors to help you feel your best self. So, in terms of stress management, it's a great time to incorporate different types of relaxation exercises. So, think yoga, breath work. I love Ujjayi breathing, box breathing, being able to find your own expression through hobbies and sports, and or the use of regular exercise, as that is one way to get that release of the feel good endorphins in the body. Also, if you know me, I like to use regular colon massage. So just following along through the digestive tract and massaging the internal organs. And doing this with breath work is especially powerful. And literally being allowed to release and let go the stress and the tension, and also the stuck bowel movements that could be leading to a whole host of issues. And so, in terms of eating, we also started to change some of the daily life habits, and by eating smaller meals at a time and creating a more restful environment around eating and avoiding heavy meals that could be triggering some of the symptoms. As for the dietary changes, I always start with an elimination diet. So, taking out the processed foods, taking out foods that are high and laden with sugar, all processed sugar comes out, taking out dairy and gluten, starting there and figuring out if the symptoms will reside after taking out these inflammatory foods. Some other steps you might have to do is dropping into the specialized diets, like a low FODMAP diet, or a specific carbohydrate diet, or an elemental diet. We had to avoid raw foods that could be sometimes triggering for someone who has IBS. Dairy and gluten and caffeine all had to go. Then over time, we slowly started to add in fiber. Start low, go slow, increasing with water at the same time. This helped stabilize bowel movements. And we also added in a bone broth to help support the gut, to help rebuild the mucosal lining. Now, some other supplements that you can add if you're struggling with IBS are probiotics and prebiotics and L-glutamine to support the gut lining. I have personally found that aloe vera juice, the reason why I don't like the juice is usually because they add way too much sugar. But I do have a link for aloe vera juice that I will send you if you're interested, or you can see the link below. Aloe vera gel. So if you have an aloe plant, I literally slice that thing open and suck out the gel. That is super healing to the gastrointestinal tract. So flaxseed and psyllium husk can be used to add in some more fiber to help with the bulk and helping with the stools. And ginger and magnesium can actually also be healing properties. And if you are in a state where you're suffering with IBS symptoms and you don't really know where to go from here, you can lean in, do some functional testing. So do the IgG food sensitivity testing. Make sure that you don't have parasites and candida. Check and see with these organic tests for yeast and bacteria overgrowth, and rule out with the SIBO hydrogen breath test that this isn't the case for you. And also, if you'd rather just get the answers, not by removing everything from your diet, you could take a lactose breath test. So, in conclusion, yes, IBS can be really challenging. It's a really uncomfortable place to be, but with the right approach, looking at the health as a whole, starting to make some of these lifestyle changes, in addition to dietary, in addition to bringing in the correct supplements to support the GI tract, will be imperative for your success, will be imperative for your client's success, so they can start to feel like their best selves. If this is helpful for you, I'd love to hear from you. What else? What other questions do you have? What other concerns? As this is a safe container to ask the questions and learn. As I know, the more we learn, the more we know, the more we grow. And I love to be able to be on this platform and to share with each one of you guys. If you haven't done so already, like this video, subscribe, leave a comment, and let's participate in total health all together. Have a great day.